Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 5th grade concept of multiplying a 3-digit number by a 2-digit number. This is standard 5.3b in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 32 of the 2025 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So before we just straight multiply here, look at what we've got. This is actually a two-step problem. So it says a student multiplied, so multiply, that's right there, 538, so times, but then we get the sum of 42 and 6. So we got to do a little bit of work here. What does it mean, the sum? Well, hopefully we know that the sum is the answer to an addition problem. So that's the vocabulary term we need to know before we even get started. So we're going to add 42 and 6. Now, we're missing something here. They're going to multiply the sum of 42 and 6 with 538. We need to put some parentheses here, or else the order of operations would have us multiply 42 by 538 first. And then what is the product? This is just a fancy way to say what is the answer to a multiplication problem. So all this means is before we do any multiplication, we have to do basic addition. Addition doesn't even require any regrouping. I think what this problem is trying to do to get us think about is how do we multiply three numbers? And really what we need to do is we need to add two of them. So let's go ahead and add these two, and 42 and 6, that's going to make 48. So that's our multiplication problem, is 538 times 48. Not times 2, not times not times 42, not times 6. So let's rewrite down here. Now that we have our sum, 48. All right, so we've got 3-digit by 2-digit multiplication. This is the highest that we'll learn in school. If we want to do more and more, you can following the same rules, but at a certain point it's easier just to use a calculator. So what we do is we start with our ones place in the bottom number, and we're going to multiply 8 times 8, 8 times 3, 8 times 5. But remember, this 3 is really a 30, and this 5 is really 500. So 8 times 8 is 64. And what I could do here is I can do a side by side. We'll do partial products as well as the standard algorithm. So standard algorithm says you carry that 6. Partial products, we just write it down like this. 8 times 3 is 24, and add that 6 is going to be 30, but I can only put it one digit down, carry the 3. So 8 times 3 is 24, but remember, it's not 30. It's 30, not 3, so it's 240. And then I've got 8 times 5 is 40, add the 3 is 43, no digits left, so I can just put the 43. So I would just do 8 times 5 is 40, but that's really 500, so that's 40 hundreds, or 4,000. Now, if you add these three numbers, you're going to get 4304. So they add up. We're going to do the next row. We're going to put a 0 here. Now that's really a 40. So that's why that 0 goes there. So 40 times 8 becomes 32. Carry that 3. 40 times 8 is 32, but that's really a 40, so it's 32 tens. So we need an extra 0 on everything here. 4 times 3 is 12, and then that's going to be an extra 3 is 15, only one digit at a time, so we put the 1 right here. 4 times 3 is 12, but now I've got a 0 here and a 0 here. It's 40 times 30 is really what it is. So that's 12 hundredths. And then 4 times 5 is 20, add that 1 is 21. No digits left, so I put them both there. And that's going to be 20, but that's 40 times 5 hundredths. That's 20 with 3 extra zeros. It's really 20,000. Now, add it up. Now, obviously, you see the standard algorithm is a little bit easier to add. But if we add this up, we're going to get 12, 6, 8, 5, 2. Same answer. So answer is going to be A.